When poker players get angry.
Can you just shut the up?
You didn't hear what he just said?
Come on, man, stop, please.
From fun to anger, just like any other gamer sport, the game of poker has seen the table turn into a war zone. From the psychological battles and the expression of anger to wanting to fight physically, the game of poker has seen it all. Join us today as we display the top heated moments between players in the poker game industry. Phil Ivey gets provoked. Yes, you heard that. Phil Ivey, who is one of the calmest players in the poker world, couldn't contain his emotions when Phil Hellmuth touched his shirt and was teasing him about the material. Even the other poker players around flowed with the joke and laughed really hard, but Ivey didn't find any of these funny at all. Ivey, who was just focused on the game, felt disturbed about the attitude of Hellmuth and told him to stop touching his shirt.
Come on, man, stop, please.
It's nice material on that shirt. What happened? What happened? It's linen, right?
Yeah.
What are you mad at me for?
It takes a lot of provocation to get those words out of Ivey, and Hellmuth wasn't going to stop pestering till he was sure Ivey is thrown off balance. But this moment of weakness didn't last for long. Ivey returned to his usual self, cool and calm, just willing to wrap up the game.
I'm sick of letting this guy run over me every hand. I'm getting awfully sick of it.
I don't know how you play the hand like that, Phil. I really
This is the way I played against Phil. I let him steal a few.
Although Ivey can be very deceptive with his gameplay, he is not so good at provoking people and barely chit-chats during games. He is the greatest poker player of all time. You know we're in a hand, you need to shut the up. These words were said by Mike Matusow after being provoked by his opponent, Shahram Shakhan. A popular rule in the 2005 WSOP was if we didn't participate in a hand, we should not give information about the cards we had. Shahram didn't follow this rule, and Mike tried to warn him, but instead he used a foul word which was also against the rule.
You know we're in a hand, you need to shut the up.
Uh-oh.
What did you say, Mike? Mike. What did you say, Mike? Did you say something? I got it.
Shahram asked for a penalty for his usage and even provoked him further.
Oh, you don't get a penalty for that? What happened? You didn't hear what he just said?
We're in the middle of a hand. He's talking about what he has in his
You didn't hear
hand
what
to
he just
everybody.
Mike was already losing his head at this point, and his emotions almost cost him the game. Mike is known for petty arguments during games, but on this very day, he had every right to be angry. Was he really angry? Back in the first season of After Dark Poker, Phil Hellmuth made quite a display in a game versus Shakhan and Duke. He just kept talking and talking, and no one really had a grasp of what was going on.
You're out of line. And you're too stupid to know it.
I didn't say a word to you.
You think I'm kidding, huh?
No, I don't think you're kidding.
Good, because I'm not kidding.
Can they stop the clock?
Are you trying to?
You want
do you
to-
I want
understand
them
the
to
rules?
stop the clock. You can
Do you
take
understand the rules?
You can take as much time
Do you
as you
understand the rules?
Phil is known for being a proactive player and using words to make players make wrong choices. But on this day, none of his tricks seemed to be working. He went off and started using cuss words. He couldn't contain his emotions because he wasn't winning and started to act like a sore loser.
Maury, are you gonna give penalties for the shit or what?
Can you say that on TV? Damn, I gotta get
Why don't you shut the up?
I gotta get a drink.
Because of the kind of person he is, it was really difficult to tell if he was genuinely angry or if he was just trying to put up a show for the audience.
This is more like the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, you know? I mean,
Hot now, boys.
Whatever that was, it was hard to tell what was going on with him that day. Daniel Negreanu throws chips across the table. In a game where everything seems to be going right, Daniel Negreanu lost everything he's been working for within the blink of an eye. He couldn't believe it, and his reaction to this loss was so unusual of him. It was a game against Scott Seaver, Daniel Cates, Jonathan Duhamel, and Antonio Esfandari, who was the winner of the game. The blinds were originally placed at 3,000 and 6,000. When the game started, Cates increased the blinds. Daniel Negreanu, Esfandari, and Scott Seaver all decided to call their bets. The last player, Duhamel, was holding 7 of clubs and 4 of clubs and decided to do something crazy. He decided to raise all in. The decision threw the players off balance and all of them started folding. Despite the headlines among the players, Negreanu decided to keep his cool.
Antonio was like in a little pack, trying to outlast each other.
He decided to gamble while Cates folded his card. Seaver and Esfandari also folded their cards while Negreanu was working out different tactics to win the game.
Yes, I'm live. That's good news. I have ace high.
I'm like, see, I folded the.
After carrying out different strategies, he concluded that he had a 61% chance of winning the hand. But unfortunately, he fell into a trap. The community cards consisted of Ace of Hearts, 6 of Hearts, 4 of Spades, King of Diamonds, and 4 of Hearts, all of which gave Duhamel a 3 of a kind, which threw Daniel Negreanu out of the game. Daniel Negreanu couldn't believe it. He was stunned and so confused. Things got hotter when he threw his chips across the table.
Damn it. Oh,
I have no idea.
He has never been so devastated. Tony G versus Ralph Perry. Tony G is notorious for making his opponents feel uncomfortable during games. He never stops talking.
What sort of people are you bringing here? Warren. I just get emotional. I just lose it.
His mouth is one of his greatest weapons. In a poker contest in the 2006 International Poker Championship where he faced Ralph Perry, he went haywire in a quest of knocking Ralph off the game. He said a lot of things about Ralph without caring if he had crossed the line or not.
You wanna do this? Do this properly. Yeah. What do you think I am? Putting all his money in with King Jack calling. Yeah! Yeah, baby! Come on, Russian, get out. It's time to go. Yeah! Look at this. Look how he's doing. Look how he's playing. Look how ugly this is. You're a professional player and I can do this to you.
Tony kept telling Perry that he was a terrible player.
You're a terrible player. This is disgraceful. You play that as bad as you can. Your career is finished. You are gone. Gone. Gone.
And even after he had won, he told the audience that Perry didn't deserve applause.
No, he doesn't deserve any applause. He called with King Jack.
He went way over the line with Perry. Tony is normally known for berating players and chit-chatting all through the course of a game. He was, however, forced to tone down his aggressiveness in some tournaments, which he obeyed. But on this day, he went crazy. It remains an unforgettable moment in poker game history. Jess Lissandro clashed with Prahlad Friedman. This is definitely one of the most famous clashes in poker history. It started off when Prahlad Friedman made an accusation that Lissandro was robbing him and the other players during a poker game. This was during a mini argument when Friedman said Lissandro didn't throw his ante-bet in.
I saw him throw the ante in. He says he did. You know, I don't necessarily believe him, so I mean.
Lissandro lost his head and asked Friedman if he was sure of all of these accusations.
Are you 1,000%?
I'm not 1,000%. I don't trust you, sir. Okay?
It got so tough that the officials had to involve themselves to try to stop them. Friedman was instructed to leave the table and talk to the manager, but Lissandro, who was still very angry by the accusations, went over to him and threatened to take his head off.
Sandro, this is
I'll take his head down.
This is
It's not even his 5,000 chance.
I saw him throw it in.
three
I saw him throw it in.
Come on, that's what I said.
I'll take your head off, buddy.
These two would have definitely thrown punches if they were left alone in a room together. They settled after a while, and Lissandro asked not to be called a thief again. As the game progressed, it turns out it was one of the other players who failed to throw his ante in. Lissandro had every right to be angry.
Just drop it. Okay. Don't talk to us. That's it. I mean, I'd like to forgive you, but...
Well, that's all for today. How do you play poker? Do you keep your composure or do you lose your cool? Let us know in the comments section below. That's all for now. We'll see you next time.